I'm doing it now. I'm tidying my room. If she asks, I'm tidying my room. Mum's a bit of a nag. Bet you've all got one like that. Bet you have. I so don't mind, really. You see, there was a long time when she couldn't speak at all, so I kind of like it, being able to hear a nag. Do you like my room? It's cool, innit? When I got some help, they helped pay for some paint and carpet and stuff. I was like, a big difference that's going to make. But it kind of did. It means I got a place of my own to have mates over and stuff. Looking back, I must have been a bit of a nightmare, really. But how are you supposed to know that? I was just so angry. Stupid excuse. You see, when I was younger, I started to be really trapped. Like trapped in a cage. And if anyone tried to come in, I'd just lash out. It didn't matter who you were. Teachers, guys at school, even my sick folks. It's really brave, innit? Threatening ill people. I spent a lot of time in school seclusion unit. I so didn't mind, really. It was quiet, and I didn't have to look at anyone, and no one had to look at me. Perfect. You see, I had this stupid tooth. I fell over when I was little, and my front teeth were broken. I know, it sounds stupid for a guy to worry about his teeth, but it made me look like a right troublemaker. And so I was a right troublemaker, so it all fitted. Of course, it all kicked off one day when the police were called to the house. I can't believe I'd sunk that low. To be violent to my sick folks. I don't know who that person was, but I thought no one cared, so I didn't care. Turns out I was wrong about that bit. After the incident, the school did this CAT thing. No, not CAT. CAF. Anyway, it's like this form thing that I filled in. My teachers and my parents helped too. First I hated it. People knowing my business. It really helped them see what were bugging me though. And it helped me too, if I'm honest. You see, the school, they saw how ill my folks were. My mum, she'd had this stroke thing, so she couldn't use anything on her right-hand side. Like, anything. And my dad, well, he'd had a heart attack. So now he has struggles with his breathing. Anyway, a lot of this meant that I was looking after Jake. He's my little brother. He's a right pain. But he was too young to be worrying about this stuff, so it was my responsibility. We were really unlucky as well, because my nan had a stroke around the same time. But it were all right. We had it covered. We went and saw her every day, and we helped her with her shopping and that. My mum must have been dead worried, though. I wasn't too good at the bill stuff, and I'm not so hot around the house, as you can see from the state of my room. Of course, then we got relocated to this estate. When school found out, there was all this, why didn't you tell us? But it's not the type of thing that you go shouting about, is it? And anyway, it's just life. You get what you get, and you move on. I had to attend this meeting with the school achievement coordinator, and my mum and my dad, and a nurse. It were dead weird, proper official-like. My mum, she looked well out of place, and my dad put on his best jumper. I felt like a right wally at first. But everything were dead easy to understand. And they treated you and spoke to you like you were equal. Looking back, I guess that was dead thoughtful of them. It turns out that the school, Janet we call her now, she had access to some money to help me with my situation. I thought, great, a PlayStation. Turns out it didn't work like that. They really thought hard as a team, what best to spend the money on. I thought a lot of it sucked at time, but I think I'd done pretty well. I had to attend this anger management course though. I thought it sounded rubbish, but I was so close to getting kicked out of school and put in prison, and where would our Jake be then? It were actually proper useful, and I still use some of the techniques today when I get angry. You can't change overnight, can you? They also got me a work placement at PC World. I love computers. They just make sense to me. I never get angry with my computer. It's weird, isn't it? But I was dead worried at first, to be honest. I had no clothes that were anywhere near appropriate. And there was my tooth. Turns out the nurse, she got me some meetings with a dentist, and they fixed my teeth. They all seemed like such small things, and even I was unsure about how much they'd do. But I went from a guy feeling like I was fighting against everyone and anything to someone who really felt like they could fit in and make their own way. But I guess time will tell. I suppose now I concentrate more, now that I'm working towards a career that I like. And I attend Army Cadets and college. Got to keep an eye on Jake, though. He's nearly 13, dangerous. I still help with my nan's shopping, though. I think my parents are dead proud, although they'd still say I'm no angel, but you got to keep a bit of the old magic, don't you? Anyway, I better go tell the old lady I tied this room. She never comes in, so no worries. So keep your mouth shut, all of you. Anyway, see you. Happy days.
Hi, I'm Anita, and I work for the Children's Workforce Development Council in the Integrated Working Team, as well as having the Academy for Children and Young People, which is a third sector organisation. So there's quite a difference in the work that I do on a day-to-day basis. It came back from this morning that a couple of people weren't aware of what CWDC does as a remit. So to just kind of do that really quickly, because there's a huge amount of stuff. But in terms of what you're doing today, we're specifically charged with implementing and helping the workforce to implement integrated working. And we're in charge of the implementation of the Common Assessment Framework, lead professional, information sharing, team around the child, all those things, multi-agency working that you associate with the tools and practices that you use to integrate your workforce. We're not in charge of the policy, and that's where it gets confusing. But that's basically what we do. CWDC does have a footprint of services, but in terms of integrated working, we work right across the workforce. So even CWDC work outside of their footprint when it comes to integrated working. So to bring you back to the case studies today, they all come from CWDC Share, which is a project that I run for CWDC. And it's a different project to anything else they do because it's about frontline solutions to national policy. It's a first for CWDC and for DCSF, and they had a big panic when they said I was going to do it, because we didn't censor anything that came out, and it was all about local solutions. We hear in the DVD and the magazine, which are over there for you, from frontline practitioners, managers, DCSs, right the way down to families and children and young people at the forefront of the services. The people that you've seen today, I've met them all. Simon now is 18, he's in the army, he's much further forward than he was. He recently came back to see Janet to say thank you. You know, I don't know what I'd have done without you. He was a good student initially, and it was only when he started to act out, when he started to be violent and aggressive at school, that they decided something would be wrong. This was a story from Blackpool, which was a budget holding lead professional pilot. Now, the budget holding bit of the lead profession is not rolled out at the moment. We're still waiting for the evaluation from the department about how well that's gone. But Blackpool have some fantastic stories to say about it, how small pieces of money have made a huge amount of difference, and tiny, tiny things, mostly services, but sometimes as stupid as painting somebody's room has made a huge difference. And having a budget, does that add value to the role of the lead professional? Lead professional obviously can be from any sector at any point, but if you've got instant access to a small budget, that means you can make a difference straight away. How much help would that be? And these are the facts behind the case. This is what they spent the money on. This is a quote from the achievement coordinator after the process, and this is in your packs as well if you want to have a further look at that. And if you wanted to look a little bit more at the budget holding lead professional, this case study from the pilots is on the Every Child Matters website, and it's actually a really good read. And Simon's story is in there, as well as in the CWDC Share leaflets that are here with you today. Thank you.